Gavin.
Everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm Gus. You already did it.
I'm cold.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Gavin.
Whoa.
I don't know, you've ever done that before. Hey everyone, welcome. It's the Rooster Teeth Podcast. We're here to talk and chat like we always do. Chit and chat.
When you've done
as it were.
600 of these.
600.
How many were you?
No, we're at 7 something.
We're
right
almost
now.
at 800.
I'm trying to figure out how many I've been on.
Yeah, I think
It
we're
might have
almost at
been-
800. Was this like 780 or something?
Yeah,
You know?
What?
What number is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes you have
Chat,
to wreck
tell
the
us.
intro.
736.
736.
736. Has that chair molded to your ass perfectly in the
we-
736 episodes?
We had different chairs for a long time.
Okay.
This chair's only a couple of years old.
Okay.
It got
Not
a break
yet.
It got a break for 2 years because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Got time to breathe.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, my chair at home took the mold of my ass. MOULD, not MOLD.
Ew, gross.
Yeah.
Just thinking about how it's literally been not exactly, 3 years since
Yeah.
COVID
It's kind of
started.
fucked up.
And I won.
That's crazy. You won.
Oh, yeah, Gus won.
Are we allowed to?
I don't know, maybe not.
Gus
But
won.
I'm gonna tempt fate. Still haven't had it.
Gus is pretty much the only person out of the STF group who has not caught COVID.
Yeah.
I think technically you
somehow.
just didn't play. Like, everyone who had it and beat it won.
That's true.
Nope, I win. I wonder, like, what the average number of times people in general have had COVID is at this point.
I think it depends,
It'd probably
multiple
average
people
out
had
to
it.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have had it many times.
Because there's
which is crazy.
A few people are
Someone who's
super
had it
strong
like
like me.
6 times.
My girlfriend hasn't got it yet. I got it and she didn't. Yeah. I also got RSV and she didn't.
that happens to a lot of couples, it seems.
I feel like couples are immune to each other.
Maybe.
Liquids.
Maybe if they're meant to be.
Oh, I was thinking like
They
liquids.
can't get each other
What do
sick.
you mean liquid?
One's
Like,
weakness
I
is the
think
other
you-
strength.
Yeah.
I think you can get like immunity to your
From their liquid?
Yeah. Like I feel like if you kiss someone a lot, you get immunity from their germs.
I don't
it's
know
like
if that's
little
how
I don't know
Inoculations.
science, but I feel like
I don't
you
think
know,
that's right.
Have
I
we
think it could.
Have we talked about on the podcast about how I gave you COVID by sitting next to you on the couch for an hour and a half, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't give Trevor COVID by being in
I
the
always
same
thought
bed.
it's because earlier that day I tried to push you into the wall,
Yeah. I think that
therefore breaking social distance.
You're
The-
not
the-
immune to Barbara. That's the issue.
Yeah, the COVID germs were like, oh no, we're not letting this slide. Get him. Get him,
fucker.
boys.
But if I'd had Barbara's liquid,
Yeah,
it would have been
It would have been fine. I remember that because I got worried because I was on. That was the one time I was ever in the chair because I'm usually on the couch.
No, the podcast where I didn't know I was sick yet. I had tested that morning and it was
Yeah.
fine. But I guess that night is when I became
It was
contagious.
a sneaky variant.
It was Andrew Rosas
Yeah.
was sitting here.
Oh wait, which one did? I feel
This
like
was it was December of 2021.
Yes.
I remember there was a show that I did and someone had it and I was like, I was on the chair. I'm good.
Yeah, you were far enough away.
Yeah, except for when I subbed in on that off topic and Mikey got me sick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's because one of the walls had just been painted, and I was trying to.
You were trying to smash
you
me
into
into
the
the
wet
wall.
paint.
Yeah. And then there was another time there are so many times where Gavin tries to throw something at me or push me and it backfires on him.
Oh, like kicking your cup out of your hand?
Yeah. Or one time where he tried to throw a Gatorade at me and it like smashed into the window over there.
I tried to swoop
yeah.
it around my body,
You're
and
trying
it
to-
went 90 degrees into a window. And then the next time I tried to kick my shoe at you, and it got stuck in the ceiling.
Yeah, we have a
that was
video
funny.
of Gavin's shoe getting stuck in the rafters.
For a second time of the same building.
Yep.
It was on the roof last time though.
That
It
was Blaine's shoe,
That was,
wasn't
That was
yeah,
Blaine's shoe?
It was
Yeah.
Blaine's shoe.
But you did walk up and be like, "Well, we don't have a drone."
Yeah, we don't have a drone this time.
Yep. We need to release
We
that
did have a
video.
John though.
Yeah.
Watch the video and see how it plays out.
Yeah. See if he gets his shoe back. Maybe it's still up there.
Where
Oh,
should we?
God.
Where should we put that video of my shoe?
I don't know. Probably makes sense as like an RT Life, right?
Yeah.
Bring it back for one episode.
One
Yeah.
episode. Just one. And then we're done forever again. No more RT left. Sorry.
That's it.
That's it.
RT Death.
I mean, I
Dog.
much preferred that show
A
when
lot of videos.
it just when they came about. It was
right.
like when we didn't have anything and we had to try and. I mean, we could often make something happen. Like you
Yeah.
can make. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
It was always best when they just happen naturally. I
Yeah.
felt like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to hope someone's filming. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one time someone who was like, I think leading up the programming. I don't think they work here anymore. They wanted like 3 RT Lives a week.
That's
And
crazy.
It's like at that point,
That's a vlog.
that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's full time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also like vlogging, which isn't what it's supposed to be, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's dumb.
Sometimes things just come about like breaking into the conference room at the
That was
at the other
funny.
temporary office.
Where you had too much caffeine that day.
Way too much.
That was one of my favorite things we've done because literally it was the dumbest thing. It was just they wouldn't let us in the room,
Yeah.
but we needed to shoot a pickup, and we were very, we were good. We were being honest little babies.
We didn't break anything.
We didn't break nothing, and we were just like, "Can we please have?" And they were like, "Mm-mm." And we were like, "Okay, we're gonna get," and then we got,
Yeah.
and we did it,
We did our job.
and we didn't break.
We were in and out.
The glass fell, but it didn't break.
Exactly.
And that's what's important.
That's
If
all
we
that
weren't
matters.
filming it ourselves, there would have been no video evidence.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know, we filmed a video of us lockpicking an office to
Yeah.
try to get it to film something.
And then that turned into us using a screwdriver to take the window off of the door instead. It was successful. Mm-hmm. Adapt. You had to adapt.
Do you ever wonder how much damage you could do if you just unscrewed every screw you found, like in public? If you just traveled with a security screwdriver,
Yeah.
you just like dismantle a bus. You're like, there's just
Doors.
exposed screws everywhere. Do you ever think that when
Well,
you
it's
see?
like, a lot of it's the honor system. That,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it illegal to take a screw?
it probably if
so.
it jeopardizes safety in some capacity.
Yes.
What if you just take one screw every time you travel?
I'd be up for that challenge.
Slowly dismantle a bus over the course of 2 years.
And then you can turn to the passenger next to you and be like, hey, want a screw? And then hand them the screw you just took.
I think I was on the London Underground where I was looking at this panel and it had the screw, but it was like a security bit with like a dot in the middle. And I just thought, I have that screwdriver. I can bring it.
I saw a TikTok today about security screws. I had no idea they existed. But this guy had one like on a bread maker that he had, and he was just like, "What to make it like tamper proof?" And just like, "Let me repair it. I don't want to buy a second one." And he's like, "And I'm not gonna buy a stupid security screw." So what he did was he took an old screwdriver and he just like sawed the little middle bit to make one.
Yeah, why are people trying to stop you from getting in your own bread maker?
Because then we need to buy a second bread maker if it breaks.
I hate that.
Because it was like a thing that was meant to be faulty. It was like it was like a band inside that was made out of something that shouldn't be worn across like metal for a long time.
Oh, God.
So yeah, so it's just like, man, I hate planned obsolescence, capitalism.
Tyler says, what about the opposing argument? Just traveling with a bunch of padlocks. And anytime you see something, lock it.
Oh my god.
That's evil.
An
yeah, it's like
expensive hobby.
where
It's
does
very
vandalism
expensive hobby.
start and just trolling end?
Right.
That's a good question.
They're probably pretty on par with each other.
What if you see an empty screw hole, you screw a screw in?
Also, why are we giving people ideas?
Everyone's had ideas.
Yeah, we need a little.
Not like this.
Yeah, but like put some fun back into the world.
When I
Put
was
some
in
inconvenience back.
Yeah.
into
when I was in
everyone's
college, I
lives.
knew a guy who everywhere he went, he took lockpicks with him. Just because he
Blink?
similar to what you're saying, if he ever saw a locked door, he wanted to open it.
Just to see what was in there.
Yeah.
Not take anything.
just to have the power to know that he could open it.
Right, and I was like a bunch of us had gone to Waterworld, which was like a water amusement park in Houston. It's not there anymore. And he got kicked out of Waterworld because he showed up to Waterworld with lockpicks and just started opening all of the doors.
He ended up in the pump room or something.
Yeah, they were like, all right. Yeah, they kicked him out. We had to find him in the parking lot later.
This is a very good rogue then. His stealth wasn't high
Yeah,
enough.
he
Yeah.
didn't roll high. Speaking of lockpicks, have any of you guys watched Kaleidoscope yet on Netflix?
No, I know you mentioned that.
What's that?
Trevor and I just finished it. It is a like heist TV show.
I love heist.
But the episodes are in different orders for everyone,
Based on how gay your algorithm is?
based on random.
That's crazy.
But also maybe.
Maybe.
I just know that the algorithm is always showing me gay stuff, even if the show's not gay. It'll be like, here's
Well,
two men sitting on the bench next to each other. Are they gonna kiss? You should watch 8 episodes to find out.
It technically is rainbow because it's Kaleidoscope, so
See?
it goes through like all the colors.
And,
How
and that's not
gay
the bit.
can an algorithm get, do you think? Do you think yours
no-
is like as it gets?
I don't think it's as gay as it gets because I do balance it out with some heterosexual content.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I watched the movie Love and Leashes like 6 times, and that was a straight.
You have
it was
talked
a
about that
straight
movie
movie.
quite
Would
a
you
bit.
consider the reality TV you watch to be like gay or very straight?
If I'm watching reality, it's like, oh, they're doing a bi season. Like Are You the One? I'll watch that. But then there's stuff like The Ultimatum where I'm just like, I want to see these heads be
I
trash.
feel like that's like the straightest a show could
No,
get.
The Ultimatum. Here's the thing about The Ultimatum. The Ultimatum is doing a bisexual season. The straightest show is Love Is Blind because you can't do it gay. Because where's everyone gonna sleep?
Where's everyone going to sleep?
They
That's
split them up into so Love Is
the
Blind.
women and the men. In
Yeah, they have the
separate,
men
like,
and the
bunks.
women separate, and the men and the women never see each other until they want to propose to someone. but they have
Oh,
dates
yeah,
in these
I remember that.
pods that they can't see each other. And I'm just saying that's like the one show you can't do a gay version of because where's everyone gonna stay?
That show is
Makes sense.
wild to me. Love is
is.
Blind.
Yeah,
But
marriage.
It's not real though.
No, nothing's
There
real.
are some people who are still together from that
Yeah, but
show.
are they actually like propose? Like,
Married with I think
They
one
have
couple
a
might
wedding.
have a kid.
They have a wedding at the
a fake
end
kid.
where they get up to the altar and
and they just say no though.
no, but some of them
That's
some of them
happened.
say
Yeah.
no, yeah. And then they'll dunk on that person real hard and like leave. It's real. Sometimes it's sad actually.
I just like how the structure of that show is so interesting to me because they propose to each other
Yeah.
in like the first third of the show.
Yeah.
And then the rest of
Then
the
they,
show
like,
is like
live
them
together?
being on vacation together and like
Like
living
honeymoon.
together and
Real
meet
like
their
real
awful
life,
parents.
spending
Yeah.
vacation
And
together.
they like
Yeah.
meet each other's friends and family. You know what the best reality show on Netflix is right now? Hold on, I have to set up for this.
oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Singles Inferno.
What am I gonna say?
MILF Manor.
That's not on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Okay.
That's on Peacock, Discovery.
What
I
are-
don't know. Wolf Manor.
It's a Discovery show.
It's a Discovery show.
That's us, baby.
Oh yeah, because I made the joke that they're watching our slacks and they stole that idea from me and Mondo because we're always slacking about MILF Island. No, the best show on Netflix right now is 100 Physical.
Oh, I've seen the thumbnail for that. I haven't
Holy
watched
shit.
it yet.
Okay, it is like I haven't been gripped by a reality show like this in literally I understand the phrase edge of my seat now because literally I am like lean forward engaged with this show. Because it is in Korean. But you can watch a dubbed version, which is a little compelling because it's funny to see what they think people's voices would sound like in English.
Uh-huh.
And then B, it's weekly. So I have to actually wait for it and I couldn't binge it. And I didn't know that going into it. So I finished like the second or third episode and it was like more next week. And I was like, oh.
All I know
why?
about this show, I haven't watched it. All I know about this show is the thumbnail is a bunch of really
Yes,
buff people.
yes, okay.
Like super
That's
strong
what the show
looking
is.
people.
So it's a bunch of like buff, strong, fit people. Most of them are Korean. Some of them are a German guy who said that he's more Korean than a lot of people there. Problematic. And one black guy. And it's men and women. And it's not a gendered contest. So it's everyone versus each other. And then there's like stuff where they do like
What's the contest though?
Yeah.
so the
for?
first time they do it's like a thing and they have to hang on to a bar.
Okay.
And last man standing.
We did that on the RT podcast a few years ago.
But
Oh,
the
yeah.
bar
The bar
lifts
hang?
the bar lifts up and then opens water below them. And then the last person
Is there a shark?
yeah, I wish. And then the last person standing like gets like a perk for like the next round. And then the next round was it was like you had to keep away. So you had a ball and you had 3 minutes, and then the 3 minutes you had to be the last person touching the ball. And if you weren't, they went into like a 1 minute overtime. But
Could
the
you
thing
pull out
about
a gun?
no, I don't think they have guns.
Yeah, what are the
These
rules?
guns.
They're not allowed.
Hey,
But it was fucked up because one of the sets was a jungle gym, like a kid's playground, and the other set was a dirty little hole filled with water.
A dirty little hole.
Filled with water, probably like a hole the size of this setup.
It's weird. That was the alternative name for Always Open.
Oh yeah, a dirty little hole,
Dirty little hole.
and then sub.
Legal
with
didn't
water.
like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually the original name for Dist, but
Dirty little hole.
John wouldn't let us. So it's just these like two jack guys, just like Greco-Roman wrestling each other, trying to get this like big leather ball. It's insane.
Oh, so it's only 2 people. I pictured it was multiple people trying to
I thought it was
so-
100.
So for the first round, it was all 100. They did them like 50 at a time, but then they broke them down into one-on-ones to like eliminate people. Yeah, it was. I've never been like as engaged with like a reality show as I was. It was so insane. Also, their bodies are super jacked. And then if you get sit home, they've made like plaster of Paris busts of everyone's jacked bodies. And then if you lose and you have to go home, you have to destroy it with a hammer. And I was like, oh, that's like ego death.
What is it with the Korean? Is it true that they're going to get rid of the Korean age?
Oh yeah, they're getting. We've talked about that age before. They're going to standardize their age now.
Because I think,
Oh yeah, we
Based
talked about
on-
that.
Yeah,
were you saying that you get born at age 1,
right.
but
And then on January 1st, everyone's odometer rolls over.
Yeah.
which means that
No
if you
matter-
get born on like the 31st of December,
You're 1.
a day later you're
You're
2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're 2, baby.
So everyone in Korea is going to get younger?
Yes.
That rules.
That's awesome.
That'd be
So
cool.
everyone's birthday is January 1st.
No, their birthday isn't January 1st. They age 1 year
You
January
age
1st.
1 year January 1st. So if you're born on this, if you're born
So, like,
April 2nd, they're
Yeah.
like, this is the third year of your life. But like on the first, we're counting it as the third year of your life, even though you were born later in the year.
Because I was watching some other reality trash Korean show, which was kind of great. It was like Love Island, but with manners. Singles Inferno.
Okay, that guy. Okay,
I heard
Singles
about
Inferno, the main guy from that is in Physical 100.
Who's the main guy? There's
The hot one. I think he's like a. I think he's like a.
Aren't they all hot? Isn't that
No,
the
but
point?
he's like the extra hot one. I think he's like a fireman or something. I don't know.
But it's really interesting. Obviously, it's translated, so I don't truly know how it translates.
Yeah.
But there's like honorifics and stuff. So they'll say, "Should we talk casually now?" And then I guess they're changing the way they're speaking to each other. But because it's just subtitled,
You don't get
it's
that,
the same both ways.
Yeah.
But now it's like, well, I guess they're talking differently now, but it just sounds the same and it reads the same.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah,
Interesting. That's
like
weird.
There's a part in Physical 100, which everyone should go home and watch, where they're like cheering everyone on, and one guy's like, "Hey, yeah, go." Oh, I shouldn't say that. He's older than me.
Yeah, it's like a whole.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't say hey to him. He's old. He's a year older than me. And I'm like, what?
And a big part of Singles Inferno is that you're not allowed to talk about your age or your job until you go on a date with someone. So a lot of people, like, I guess, don't know how to address each other.
Or like
So
what
they-
to talk about.
Yeah.
Because a job is such a huge part of like how you get to know someone.
But yeah, it's interesting watching trash from other countries.
As fucked up as English is,
It's so fucked
I'm
up.
glad we don't have honorifics in our language, that we have to like different
Yeah.
verbs and tense, the different tenses to speak in
Yeah.
to someone in like a different status than you.
Even like, I get mad about just like the Spanish instead.
Dude, I think people forget that Spanish has an honorific.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really used. In Mexican Spanish, I don't know about Spain Spanish. In Mexican Spanish, it's not really used, but it's there.
It's there.
And
You could.
Yeah, you use it when you're like talking to your grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's about it.
Hey, okay, Gavin, since you mentioned Singles Inferno, if you had to like have a conversation with someone without being able to talk about what you do, how would you describe yourself?
So I can't talk about what I do.
Yeah.
They're just following the rules, however they approach it
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, where do you start?
Could they even broadly talk about what they do?
Yeah, like I work in this field or
No, I don't
like-
think so. I mean, some of the stuff, the information leaks out when someone's just really good at cooking. It's like,
Yeah,
probably a
That's
chef.
probably a
then.
chef.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. How would you? Yeah, it's all like cringe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're like, I am.
Gavin is cringe.
I like I like my cats.
Yeah, like to be not too serious. A little bit laid back, bit of a goof. bit of
Wow,
a
sign
twat.
me up.
Bit of a twat. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I always, whenever someone's like, what are your hobbies? I always get so sad because I'm like, sleeping.
Yeah.
Turn them all into work.
Like, it's like, do you mean like hypothetically what are my
Right,
Like,
what do I want to be
hypothetically,
my
hobby
hobbies?
is music. When was the last time I picked up an instrument?
Yeet.
Who knows? What do you play? Or did you play?
Violin, guitar, ukulele, but mostly I was very, very good at the violin.
Lots of strings.
You like them strings.
But yeah, any stringed instrument I can figure it out.
Piano.
No, absolutely not. I am not coordinated.
Oh, I
enough.
love the
Oh, because
piano.
you said any stringed instrument. Shut the fuck up.
Gavin immediately pulling out the technicality.
Look, I'm a bit of a goof,
Any-
all right?
a
A bit of a twat.
Yeah, like, I like having fun.
That's classic Gavin.
Classic Gavin.
I feel like we learned a lot about each other, you and I, of like who we were in high school.
Oh yeah,
today.
on stream today.
How like you apparently were a musician.
Yeah, I did. It was funny because if you ask my parents, they'd be like, "We never heard you practice one time," and I was like, "Well, that's because I didn't want anyone to hear me ever, but I was like,
Ting, 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 ting.
I was always like second or third chair first violin, like my
Oh.
whole time,
Wow.
except for one time when I chose to be second violin because I was like, well, what is it like to be the backup singer? And the answer is it sucks. Especially when you're doing that year they have a pop music concert.
Yup.
So I don't know if you've ever. So it was we did Viva La Vida. So the first
Okay,
violins
yeah.
got to do first violin would do the vocal, which is the fun part, But if you're second violin, you're just doing the dun 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 dun
Coldplay
for
song?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We had like a pop concert one year. It's pretty cool.
Does it annoy you when you hear a popular song, but you only hear the beginning and it doesn't go into the part that you like?
You mean every DJ in Austin? Yeah.
Right. We were at brunch the other day. We were doing like a femmes brunch. And BK was talking about how she was, I guess, like...
We were at Barb's.
Barb's. And they were playing that Mariah Carey, that song that started... Do-do-do, oh.
But
Always
But
Be
it
My
never
Baby?
got to the next iteration of that song, like the next part of that song.
It didn't play. It's not that it didn't even play the chorus. It didn't finish the first
It just kept
part.
going do 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 oh do 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 oh.
wonder
So
if
we're
it
like
really long.
All-
DJ?
It was
Yeah.
This DJ was the worst.
I wonder if that is sampled from another song, maybe?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
But
You should look it up.
I'm
Is
looking
it,
it
is it
now.
an interpolation?
we were at a brunch where there was a DJ playing, and
was
so
really good.
I walked up to him and I was like, "Could you play Mariah Carey's Always Be My
No,
Baby?"
no. You walked up to him and said, "Can I request a song?"
Can I make a
And he
request?
said, he did a visual profile of you and said, "Depends on the song."
He did, that depends what it is. And I was like, I
Fair
promise
enough.
you, I'm not going to request Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
And it flowed perfectly in his set too. It's almost like I was like, was he already about to play this? It flowed
It
perfectly.
flowed really well. He did a
He
good
was
job.
such a good DJ that I was like, can we get his card so he can DJ our next RT event? Because
Yeah.
it was so good. But the thing that BK was talking about, that was at Barb's, which has been super missing.
Barbarella's specifically, not my house.
Barb's. Yeah, Barbarella, the bar Barbarella. But that DJ same night was like, it was like, I think it might have been her first show or his. I don't know if it was a man or a woman. I saw a woman on stage, but there were like a bunch of girls on stage, and I couldn't see who was actually DJing because there was like a couple dudes too. But like they like at one point stopped the music by accident for like a good 5 seconds, and you just heard the metronome.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
We felt like we were in purgatory because
Maybe that was a part of it.
no, we felt like we were in purgatory because it was like it would be like around like an even number seconds of a good song. So not even like a round number, like a 5 or a 10. It would be like 3 seconds from just one song, and then it would and then he played after that the entire "Oh Mickey is suffice" the
Out of
whole
all
song.
the songs to play,
The whole that song's like 7 minutes long. We just kept looking at each other. Like I was like, I think we died crossing the street, and this is purgatory.
very
You're just
possible.
stuck here.
We actually have that on this podcast. If there is silence on this podcast for 5 seconds, you hear the metronome.
Should we do it?
No.
Okay.
That's a nightmare of mine. That's like I don't
5
often
seconds of
get
silence?
stress dreams, but I do get stress dreams about silence, prolonged silence on this podcast, and be like, "Oh my god, I
no.
can't think of a single thing to talk about."
We have
Because
that
you're hosting.
last week when you were trying to call your brother and we were just sat in
I
silence.
know. I was like, I was like trying to talk as I was doing. I was like, here, okay, I'm dialing the phone right now. Waiting for him.
I think 1 second longer and you would have been able to hear the metronome.
It's very possible.
Yeah, that's an absolute nightmare. You were talking
Crispy
about.
nips.
You mentioned something earlier, and it made me think about this, Griff. I watched The Lobster this past weekend for the first time. I don't know if any of you have ever seen
Daniel Radcliffe?
The Lobster. No, it's a Yorgo Lanthimos movie. It has Colin Farrell and John C. Reilly in it. Oh, and what's her name? Rachel Weisz
That sounds
and
familiar.
Leah Seydoux.
The lobster.
That sounds really familiar.
It's a strange movie. It's
Okay.
like a world where people need to be coupled up, and if they're not in a relationship, they go to a hotel and they have 45 days to find a relationship and get into one. And if they don't, they turn
yeah.
into an animal.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing an ad for that.
It's a weird movie.
Which again sounds like something Daniel Radcliffe would be in.
When you were
Right.
talking, it does. You were
Swiss
talking
Army
about
Man.
that reality show,
Yeah.
and if they can only have straight people because they wouldn't know how to separate people. There's a scene that's early in that movie. Like I said, it's all about people are forced to find a relationship.
Yeah.
And this guy, it's the Colin Farrell character, shows up to the hotel because he's out of a relationship now, and he's about to start his 45 days. And
So it's like if you break up with someone, you have to do it again.
right. Well, it's like you have to be married. And if you're not married, then you have 45 days to do this thing. Anyway, he shows up at the hotel, and they ask him like, what's your sexual preference? And he says, heterosexual, I think. I did have a a homosexual experience when I was in college. Is there a bisexual option? And the receptionist just says, no, that broke the system. And I was like, well, Jesus.
Mood.
By erasure right there.
So like on the spot, they're like, you have to pick one.
You just have to go one at a time.
Would you rather be classified as heterosexual or homosexual?
You just do like 20 days straight, 20 days gay, and you use those last 5 to choose. Easy.
It's a really strange movie. It's the same director who did Killing of a Sacred Deer and The Favorite.
The Favorite.
The Favorite, which is one of my favorite movies.
The Favorite is a movie that I'm always meaning to watch.
Have you never seen it?
No.
It's a wild ride.
So good. Yeah, that's one of the movies I bought. I think I bought like a 4K disc version of it after it came
Is it like
out.
that and Parasite as your 4K discs? Or do you have a load
A
of
couple. I don't know. I have a few more.
Gus just has 2 acrylic like stands with a light over them, and it's just those 2
Yeah.
Blu-rays. When you walk into the foyer of his house, and they're just like on the fucking column, and he's like, "Hi, welcome to my home. These are my treasures."
Which 4K movie would you like to watch?
Which would you like to have
Which 4K
tonight?
movie would you like me to put on the TV muted while we have polite conversation?
I was in my closet last night, and I guess there's like a load of clothes in there, like, as you would be.
As
But
it would
it really like dampened the sound, and the air conditioning was off, and it was just so quiet. And I was doing something on my phone, and I was like scanning a QR code. I opened the camera app, and I could hear it.
Really?
I could literally hear
Like the
Like the
lenses.
Like when you took the picture, or just
I had it open, and I could just hear like
The lenses moving.
it sounded like if you play like a blank cassette in a tape deck.
Oh.
You should see if your phone does it, because can you hear anything?
No,
where would you listen to it?
By the
Like
way,
at
just
the
open the
lens?
camera app.
So you want to
Yeah.
have the dead air that Gus is so afraid of while we all do this?
Well, my
can
camera
you hear
app
this?
is open.
Oh shit! I heard it.
Wait, where do you?
It's like a focus.
Yes. It's like a hiss.
Fucked up.
Yeah, it's like. Can you not hear yours? Oh shit!
It's like a constant hiss. I thought it would just be like brief. No,
Yeah,
it's like the whole time.
It just sounds like
That's fucked up.
it sounds like someone on an intercom is listening.
Yeah.
To you.
Maybe they are.
Maybe they are.
Maybe that's my FBI agent.
Yeah, maybe.
Weird.
I'm not
Um,
doing anything illegal. I promise.
I
Not,
am.
not
I'm
today,
curious
at least.
which iPhones have
The
that
loudest.
and what the hell that's for.
They're listening.
Yeah, I thought
It
it would
is a
just be
tape
like
recorder.
a motorized whirring. It's not.
Yeah, because I've heard like I've heard the camera.
I assume the camera would be more of like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
this
I've
is
heard
what a
I've heard the
constant, like,
camera
noise.
focus before, but that's crazy.
That's weird.
Did
Yeah,
yours do it too?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have a different kind of phone.
I
We
have
all
a
have
Samsung.
iPhones. And then Griff
Yeah, I
has
don't
a
hear
what
anything.
kind of phone is
It's
that?
a Galaxy Z Flip 3.
Galaxy Z.
Z Flip 3.
Yeah,
My
listen
camera's
to
not
your
even
cameras.
open, and I'm listening.
That's I hate that. Don't care for that. Gab's in
Speaking
the closet.
of gay shows, have you watched The Last of Us?
No, but I heard that they fleshed out what's his name's storyline.
Yeah.
Bill?
Have you not watched it?
We got too tired to watch it last night because we were finishing Kaleidoscope. We had 2 episodes left, and so we're like, well, we could finish this tonight and then watch Last of Us tomorrow, or like vice versa.
It was good.
I heard
real good.
amazing things about last night's episode, and that like every single person I know who watched it cried their eyes out.
It was really.
And I'm like,
really
great,
good.
so I will be inconsolable for the
I
next
was
week.
bummed when it started because the other episodes had like a cold open.
Oh yeah.
And that was really cool. Like it was stuff that wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
And then this one opened without that. And I was like, oh man, I was hoping to get. And then you watch the whole episode. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
well that's
It was all
there you go.
stuff not really from
Yeah.
the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is a bummer. I don't like zombie media.
It's funny because after
It's sad.
that episode last night, Neil Druckmann tweeted something like, "Why are you all crying? That was the happy episode."
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Who directed that one last night?
I don't remember. I saw the name. I don't remember. It was not Neil
Not
Druckmann.
Neil. Yeah, I think he only did one episode. I think it was episode 2.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, he did do episode 2, but I don't remember who did last night's. It was not Neil Druckmann though.
It got approved for season 2, which I think is going to be The Last of Us 2.
Oh.
You
Like
think
I'm
they'll go
doing
straight
the
into that?
whole
Well, in watching the trailers for The Last of Us
Yeah.
show, I saw shots from scenes that look like they're
end
from
of
the
game.
end of Last of Us 1.
That's
Yeah, like
how
I
many
think
episodes is it?
I think it's 9.
Oh, I think it makes sense to make season 1 the first game.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
just feel
saying,
like
they're not going to end it partway through.
But season 2 is going to be the second game.
I just feel like they could easily get 4 seasons out of this by just
Oh, but do you
doing
want
time between
to?
the games and then ending at the end of the second game.
That's very
But
that's very true.
Yeah.
It could
although-
be 2 and done.
I am a huge fan of shows that are just like a limited series where it's like 2 strong, really good seasons.
Don't like overstay.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Or,
why I was like really happy with Watchmen.
yeah.
It was like it was 1 season and it ended, and I was like, I love that. That might
Perfect.
be the best thing I've ever seen.
No notes.
Please don't make any more.
Alice in Borderland,
What? Oh, Alice in Borderland. Yeah.
2 seasons.
Everyone keeps telling me to watch that.
Chernobyl.
Good.
So just had that one event at the
Well,
power
yeah.
station, and
Yeah.
that was it.
That was it. No follow up.
Man,
We're living through Chernobyl 2 right now.
We
Is
are.
the problem.
The thing about that show was I liked it up until I was like, wait, why are they British?
Chernobyl's,
Yeah,
so you can understand it, innit?
but it's in Russia.
Yeah.
But everyone was British accents.
Did you ever see
Did
The
you ever
Hunt for Red
That's
October?
exactly what I was going to say.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's
It's
a scene
Sean-
where
Sean Connery
Is
is
that You're the Man Now, dog?
the Russian.
No.
Yeah.
that's
You're the
Finding
Man
Forrester,
Now,
isn't
dog.
it?
Yeah,
You're
but
the Man Now,
he's
dog?
the man now.
Oh, the
dog
guy, yeah.
You're the man now.
Sean Connery playing a Russian submarine captain.
Yeah, and yeah, I was watching that and I was like, is he really going to speak Russian this whole movie? And then they do a cool thing with the camera where another character, who's a British actor, the camera like moves in on his mouth while he's reading a passage in Russian, and then he switches to English and it comes back out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And now you can understand Russian.
I've
Wow.
seen another. I saw another show that did that, and it was like super cool. Where it started like
In the
foreign
language.
and then like went to English. Oh, there's The Great Pretender is this really really good anime on Netflix. I think the creator said that you are meant to watch the dub. Like that's how they originally
Really?
wanted it presented. And if you choose to watch, like if you pick the English dub, it starts the first episode in Japanese, and then you see conversations between someone speaking Japanese who is then speaking in English to a Frenchman who is speaking Japanese, and then switches to English, and then they do like a cut in the middle, and they're like, from this point forward, we will be switching to English, and then it just goes for the rest of and then the rest of the show is just in English. It's super cool.
That's
What was
very
it say it was
cool.
called again?
The Great Pretender, which they licensed Netflix is so fucking stupid. They licensed the song by Queen, but it's set for the outro of the show. So I don't know if you know this about Netflix, but it auto skips the credits
yeah.
immediately.
Oh my
And I'm like,
God.
how much money do you think they paid to license a Queen song for something that they then auto skip literally every single time? I think I saw the ending once on the last episode.
Wow.
I hate that feature, by the way.
It's sometimes,
And then play
especially
next
for
episode,
anime.
and it like immediately is like, and
Yeah.
it's like, no, wait.
And then sometimes it'll skip ahead into the next episode, and you'll miss like the first 3 words
Right.
of a line, and you're like, "What?
Well, this is why I didn't want it.
I forget which app does it, but they will play through. Like
Hulu.
they have the option to go like next episode. It won't automatically go
Hulu.
into it. Like it'll get to the end. Is it Hulu?
It's
Yeah.
Hulu, which I hate it when Hulu does it because I usually watch movies on Hulu. So then I'm just like, it's just like, fuck, I gotta find the remote. They're just gonna start auto playing something
Has
I don't
that
want
ever
to see.
happened to you where you finished either it was like the last episode available in a show or like the end of a series or a movie, and then it goes into automatically a different
Yes.
show, and if you
Yes.
spaced out for 2 seconds, you're
Yes.
like, what am I watching? What is this?
Okay, Hulu doesn't want you to watch what you want to watch because it is so it's hard to find like the last thing you were watching. Like
You
you're
only
like,
have to scroll down 6 or 7 times
Yeah,
to
that's-
see the tile of the show you were
yeah,
watching every
great
day for the
SEO.
last-
And then also it's 4 down to the right from what you, and it's like, hey, remember when you started watching this by accident 3 years ago? Do you want to watch it? Because that's what I have. Anytime anything ends on Hulu, it starts auto playing some random anime from like the 80s I've never heard of. Every single time it
But were you
autoplay it.
intrigued?
No.
You didn't
No.
think, ooh, I'll watch that
I
now as well.
literally-
We think this is relevant to your interests.
Literally every single time. And I'm like, I don't want to see this. And it's like, okay, but like, you want to see it? I'm like, no.
What if you don't know? It's just a Warrior Cats adaptation you've never heard of.
First of all, if there was a Warrior Cats adaptation, I would absolutely know about it.
She'd be
Several
on
have
it.
tried. Several have failed. There's been talks about it for years, rumors even, and it's never going to come to fruition because it's too weird of a concept.
Although I will say, one of my least favorite functionalities of any app is Disney Plus. If you want to go to a series page that you've been watching, you can't. If
You just have to search it again?
Like you have to search for it because if you click on it, there's no option. Like some apps, like if you hold down longer, it'll take you to the series page.
Oh.
Because there's some shows like we jump around episodes. Like if I'm like, oh, I feel like watching a season 8 Simpsons episode or whatever it is, you have to search for it and go. But if you click on it in your menu, it just goes to the newest episode or like the next one in the series that you've been watching.
Like it won't let you go back to the episode you're in the middle of.
There is no perfect UI.
No.
There is not
No.
one company that does everything right. There's like you could pull the perfect app.
Who's the closest?
I was gonna say Disney Plus, but I guess not.
Well,
At least that I feel like is like shit's where I left it.
That's
well, if you're in the middle of an episode, yes, like you could go there and it'll play from where you left off. But if you want to go to the series page for any reason, you have to search for it again. You can't just go to your recently watched.
You know, I've talked about many times, I've been watching through the entirety of The Simpsons, and I have this problem all the time because I'll be watching an episode and I'll think, what about an old episode? And I'll have to go back, find the series page, look for it, play it. Then if I'm done watching, I need to go back to the episode I was previously on, at least hit play again. That way when I come back to Disney Plus, it remembers, hey, you were on this episode, not on that other one you got sidetracked onto.
That's a little annoying.
I want to design a subscription video service because I feel like with our
Let's go to tech boot camp.
Combined experiences on all these like I don't even know 20 apps that you use.
You're acting like you don't work for a company that has its own app.
Well, I don't
Just make it.
control the website at all.
Give feedback.
Oh,
I do.
I have.
I have to.
I also watch Disney Plus and The Simpsons on a TV where I use like the built-in native app on the TV. I almost never do this, but this is the one case where I'll do that.
It's always worse.
And the problem is that like I'll hit the menu button for my TV, and then like Disney Plus is like 4 to the right. So I'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes. And then, like, it goes like all the way to CNN. Like nope.
Do you have a Samsung TV?
Yes.
Okay, I have the exact same thing.
I'll be like 2 left. Boop boop.
Boop.
Like no. And then okay, one more. Boop. Disney Plus. Great. Enter. Boom, boom. And then launch the app next to it.
Yeah, go. You'll hit enter and you're like, cool. And then it's like, oh, so you wanted to watch the 24-hour Degrassi channel, right? I'm gonna throw that on. It's like, no.
Complaining about this. Have you ever experienced an Apple TV remote before?
The one with no buttons?
The one, yeah. Well, it does have buttons, but like the top part is like a sliding part. Literally the worst design remote in all of existence.
I never use it. I have a Logitech Harmony remote that I replaced all of my remotes with. It's like a universal remote. You can replace everything.
It's nerd.
But the problem is,
he's smart.
Logitech discontinued their Harmony remotes. Like what? Like 2 years ago or so, they said we're not going to make those anymore.
So can you not connect it to new stuff?
You can still. It still works. You just if it breaks or something happens to it, I can never replace it. And I'm afraid that at some point they're going to stop supporting the software. The software is already a huge piece of shit.
And you're not going to be able to get into anything.
Did you toss all your remotes?
No, I have. Yes. No, they're in a drawer. I saved them all somewhere.
That would be a real ballsy move just to throw them all.
I don't need these anymore.
I'm going to keep mine in a vacuum seal bag just so you can buy it off me one day.
Believe me, the day will come where my remote's going to break and I'll be like, I will spend a lot of money to replace this remote.
Buy a second one now and put it in that remote drawer.
I thought about it, but by the time they announced it, they had already stopped production. And it was like
other universal remotes you could buy. And
Harmony
is this
was
the best one?
Perfect for me. It's like it did everything I needed. It can control my lights. Like it has all kinds of like smart home integrations as well.
It could do a bunch of stuff. So like if you had like a switcher or something, it could set the TV to the right input, set your switch to the right input. It could turn on the console, turn the lights off in one
lights, and everything. Like you could build really complex
that's so good.
automations with it.
Can you do that with like a Echo? Like an Amazon Echo?
But then you got to talk to it and shit.
My home is very
antisocial.
my home is very audio driven, very vocal driven.
I get embarrassed.
Really?
Talking to nothing.
I like to make silly phrases that do stuff in case someone ever says it and then something happens.
We actually realized this. I think it was New Year's, right? We were talking about this because there was an episode of Anma I was listening to. This was when Gus wasn't there, so it was just
non-canonical.
Jeff and Eric talking about a bunch of stuff. And one of the topics they were talking about is internal monologues.
Yeah.
And they're like, did you know, like, there's people who just don't have internal monologues? And both of them were like, that's so weird.
What does that mean?
And I was like, I don't have an internal monologue.
What?
And then I brought it up to Gavin, and you're like, oh, that's weird. And then we were describing about what that meant, and you're like, huh, I guess I don't either.
Yeah, because a lot of people will kind of, I guess, think in full sentences and even sometimes say them out loud and like, I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go and get this thing, and I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Next, I'm going to do that. And it's like, I just exist in silence with nothing in my head.
Same.
I just think of like, oh, I need to go and get this thing, but I don't think
It's
in a
just
sentence. I'm just imagining where the thing is, and then I just automatically go there.
Same.
It's not like I'm
Well,
like. Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop.
I don't have any running thoughts in terms of like sentences or phrases.
And I never talk out loud. Like
Same.
if you could watch me for a year and I lived completely alone, I would never utter a word inside my own house.
I think the only things I've ever said out loud to myself while I was alone is like "fuck" because I like hit my foot on
Yeah.
something or like "dang." That's it.
I'm feeling
If
very
I'm
alone.
doing something, I definitely have like a running monologue, like, okay, I got to get this thing and this and that. But if I'm just like sitting there staring at nothing, no, it's like head empty, no thoughts.
I'm always head empty, no thoughts, like 24/7.
I'm feeling very alone in this Chili's tonight.
No, but I mean, I feel like most people I've talked to are like you, though. Like where they do have just a running.
I literally have to take pills to keep my brain from doing that.
Yeah.
From talking all the time.
Well, yeah, we talked. I mean, we were asking everyone on New Year's, and we were the only two who'd.
Every single other person, and there was like
You guys are the most neurotypical.
10 other people there or something like
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy. I literally like from the moment I wake up to like as I'm falling asleep is nonstop. My you know the episode of BoJack Horseman where the whole episode is his internal monologue. It's that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like you and Eric
Nonstop.
Badur are probably the same because Eric was describing what it was like for him about how he would literally be like, "All right, got to go over here and get this and take that over there, and then I'm gonna have to bring that over there and blah 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 blah." Like, and I was like, that sounds exhausting.
What if you forget?
To me, I just have like a visual checklist of like what I'm doing. Or it's like I know I need to go up and get the screwdriver so I could go and put like fix that up and then take that. Like I know what I'm going to be doing, but I don't think about it in terms of
Did I send you that video I made you where I was like walking around narrating everything I was doing?
I'm gonna go over here and pick this up. And
How do you
then,
play Factorial if you're not thinking through everything in your head?
I'm thinking it, but it's not. I'm just thinking of like imagery. I'm just thinking like
How do you play Stardew Valley?
it's
the
like
same thing.
imagine my brain is like a Sims cube, but without anything linking them together. It's just like, well, I can't do this without this, but I just see them in order. I'm just like,
that's honestly the perfect way of explaining it. If you're just the Sims queue.
My
pictures.
My inner monologue in my real life is the same inner monologue that I have when I'm playing Stardew, which is like, okay, don't forget to go get the eggs from the thing. Get the eggs, get the eggs, get the eggs, get the eggs, got the eggs. Okay, go make mayonnaise. Go make the mayonnaise. Don't forget the shit, you didn't fucking fill the hay thing. Okay, go fill the hay thing. Oh, all the animals
Get
are
the
mad at you.
scythe out.
Okay, I have to go down to Marnie's and I have to get hay, but like don't forget the mayonnaise. I didn't start the mayonnaise. Like that's my whole entire that's my day all the time.
Yeah. But I feel like that's common, especially like you ADHD,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And I feel like that's very common with ADHD. Of like having to essentially say things over
If
and
I
over.
don't,
to
I won't
remember.
do it.
Yeah.
Even in that, what I just said, I was like, what did I start that with? Get the eggs.
Like I'll
Make the
sometimes
mayonnaise.
make a checklist like on my phone or like on a piece of paper of like what I need to do. And that's just like, oh, okay, I gotta go do that.
Dude, I've got all of my calendars synced to my phone. And then I also have like, I have a full like physical, every year I buy a new planner. Because if I don't write it down somewhere, I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get done.
Even if it's like not on your phone.
Even if it's on my, because my phone doesn't mean shit. If I look at my phone, when I close my phone, it's gone. If I
You close your planner, it's gone.
No, if I write something down, I'll remember it.
Oh,
But if I
I
just type something or look at it, I won't. Like, that's why when I took notes in school, I never had like a computer or laptop. Like, even in college, because unless I physically write it down, it is.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff has to be on my calendar to remember it. Like
It's-
if
And
I-
even then, I'll forget
dumb.
it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put like
I missed
personal
a meeting.
stuff on my
I
calendar.
missed a meeting today.
You did during lunch.
I did during. Well, because we finished filming, and I was like, I'm hungry.
Also, to be fair, they put a meeting during lunch. So whose fault is it really?
do you have like a set lunchtime?
Noon.
Like noon, roughly.
You know, when humans eat.
I feel like our group
Do you eat the
typically
same time every day?
Yeah.
we don't typically schedule stuff over that.
Yeah.
Didn't you
Unless
guys
we
used
have
to
to.
always eat lunch together?
We still do mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends.
Unless you're like working through lunch, you got to do stuff in the office. But you know, basically everyone starts congregating around the same time.
Normally, I stand up and I say, "I'm going to go get lunch. If anyone wants to come, let's go now."
Yeah, like Gus will stand up and just go, I'm going over by the Chipotle. Does anyone want anything over there?
It's
And they'll be
very
like,
do
"All
or
right."
die
Yeah.
in that moment of like, you need to have already decided that you want to go to lunch with
Yeah,
Gus.
once Gus has decided to
That's
leave.
it.
I remember Bernie used to get pissed in the Congress office that if ever you were like, hey, I'm doing this, let's go, I would just get up and walk away like that same second, like no matter what I was doing, and leave all my shit on.
That's what I do. I'll be in the middle of doing something, and he's like, I'm going to HEB, and I'm like, ooh, gonna walk to HEB with Gus.
Yeah, it's like, what, we're going to keep everyone waiting? No, let's go now.
Yeah, we're going to wait for our Yumai Japanese grill food together.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
So good.
Yep.
I complained about this. There's a what do they call it? Grilled cheese place over there at that HEB, and they also make pizzas. And normally during the week I won't eat meat, but I ordered a pizza from there. They had a veggie supreme pizza, and I ordered it. And I got it, and I brought it back and brought it to the kitchen over here. I took a bite out of it, and I was like, "There's sausage and pepperoni on this."
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, what if you're like a real vegetarian?
And then I looked at the receipt, it said Veggie Supreme. So then the next time I went to the HEB, I went to the menu and I looked at it. I was like, I know I didn't make this mistake. I looked at it. It only lists vegetables on the menu. It does not list any meats. I think.
What about the picture?
Well, Supreme though usually
has
they
sausage.
have a separate Supreme pizza that has.
Did you
veggie
Dan
and
Grushy
meat.
it? Did you read across?
Maybe they saw Veggie Supreme and thought like it was a Supreme pizza with veggies.
So then I ordered a Veggie Supreme again.
Yeah.
And it was just vegetables.
Oh, so they just messed it up.
Yeah, they just fucked it up that one time.
They just like brain farted on that one.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're gonna put everything on that one.
It's the Supreme. Put it in. Oh, we got one of those already. Sick. Put it in.
Maybe this is the first time this guy's gonna eat meat in years. We'll see what happens.
I didn't even notice. Like I took that bite. The pepperoni are so obvious on a pizza. It's like it just didn't click. I took a bite. Like,
well, you were like, surely
weird.
this is like chorizo or whatever.
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Is that what
chorizo.
yeah, it wasn't. It was just straight up meat.
Yeah.
Could have poisoned you.
So weird.
One time,
You go.
no, I was just gonna say one time my friend, she's like vegan her whole life, and she went to this restaurant, and which was known for its vegan food, but they had a vegetable soup, but they used like beef broth, and she literally had to go to the hospital
Wow.
because she had like such like terrible stomach pains because she hadn't eaten meat since she was like probably like 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
be
it was
careful with that.
crazy. So it happens.
It does.
Even at a fucking vegetarian place.
Do you think it will be eventually extremely frowned upon to eat meat
Yeah.
to the point where it's like,
Like real meat instead of like lab grown.
yeah,
Probably when we run out of cows.
Yeah.
When we get low on cows.
I mean, we're headed that direction, right?
We're low on chickens right now.
Chickens.
Which is
We're low on eggs.
well, okay, so I feel like we joke a lot about the supply chain. I feel like that's like the one thing that's like, no, that was actually a supply chain issue that is rectifying itself. It's because everything was so expensive that it was super expensive to feed chickens, and it takes 6 months for chickens to mature to the age that they can lay eggs. So for like a year-long period, they were paying like double for feed because of the supply chain issues. So now that the chickens that are becoming mature cost so much to raise, the prices of the eggs are going up. So it's less of a shortage and more having to get the money back from the feed that it took to feed the chickens. But then also on top of that, the biggest egg supplier like had a massive fire this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I guess the price is going to keep going up. Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, it's like an outbreak of avian flu, but it's not. It's literally just recouping money lost during the pandemic.
No pun intended, right?
what does a chicken eat? What does a wild chicken eat?
A wild chicken?
They eat like bugs.
They eat meat?
Yeah. Well, bugs aren't meat, are they?
Don't they eat like
Bugs have meat.
I would
corn
say
and
bug is meat.
Do they have what?
Don't they eat like corn?
Yeah,
I don't know
where do they
anything
get
about
corn?
He said a wild.
Oh,
wild
wild
one, yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, but-
grass.
I don't know what
Google
chicken
it?
eats.
I've never.
A bag of feed.
Well,
bugs.
Do you? Well, I see. Like you should get a
Just bugs?
Yeah.
There's enough bugs for a chicken?
chickens are good
They're-
enough to get enough.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what do birds eat? Bugs. That's a bird.
Do wild chickens
Worms, yeah.
eat?
I guess worms.
Yeah, does a chicken
Crickets.
just eat worms?
Crickets, flies, spiders, ticks, caterpillars, grasshoppers, grubs, and beetles.
Bugs.
It's bugs.
Bugs.
All
You're right,
bugs.
it's definitely
It's
bugs.
bugs.
But like, does a bug-fed chicken taste better?
I don't think so.
Probably
I think it
not.
tastes
Tastes
way
worse.
worse.
A bug-fed chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just found a chicken like in the middle
Like
of
a-
nowhere, you just murdered it and ate it, would it be?
I think the problem is if you eat
What?
like a wild chicken like that, it doesn't taste as good. 2, you also run the risk of its meat having parasites in it.
Yeah, they're
So-
full of bugs.
Cook them out.
This says chickens are omnivores just like us. This means that naturally they would eat seeds, plants, insects, earthworms,
And other
snails,
chickens.
small animals such as frogs, mice, and even snakes.
Oh yeah, they.
Dude, I bet a frog-fed chicken tastes phenomenal.
I bet that's the.
It's gotta go. Oh no, wait,
the
that's
juicy-
snail.
That's the juiciest chicken you're gonna eat.
Because don't people say frogs taste a little bit like chicken?
Yeah.
Well, the frog legs.
Yeah.
Like
What
a
are those
chicken-fed
called?
chicken, but
They're just
without.
frog legs.
frog legs?
No,
Oh.
I thought there was a word for it. No,
Omelette du
we're
fromage.
both thinking of escargot, which is snails.
snail. Yeah.
I remember one time.
Also, yes, they taste like chicken.
The most savage thing I've ever seen was we were at Universal Studios. I was there with my family, and my dad was eating like one of them big old turkey legs, and he went to go get up to check on one of my sisters, and then a flock of birds just like swooped his plate, and we were like, "Those birds are eating bird. That's messed up."
It's a bird world.
It's a
bird eat bird world, baby. Yeah.
They were just,
Bird eat bird.
and the same thing. Then when I went to college, it's a very Atlanta joke, but like, there's always like chicken wing bones on the ground in Atlanta. No matter where you go, fanciest area, you're just gonna see a lemon pepper chicken wing bone, and those pigeons fuck those bones up. They go fucking feral for chicken meat, and I'm just like, what if they met a chicken in the wild? Do you think they'd be like, I'm gonna fucking eat this guy? Or do you think they would just be like, I'm gonna wait for it to die and then turn into like, do animals turn into, what's it when you eat that stuff? Scavengers? No.
What?
Like, what is
Cannibals?
a vulture called?
Scavenger.
Scavenger.
Yeah.
Like, can animals turn into scavengers?
If they're maybe desperate enough.
Oh no,
Yeah.
or they're just like really horny to eat more chicken.
Oh, God.
I'm a scavenger then.
Horses eat, have you ever seen a horse eat a baby chick?
Horse ate a chick.
Oh, yeah, I have
horses
seen
eat
that.
baby chickens like all the time. You can't keep them together.
I don't.
What?
I don't
They
like-
just suck them down?
I don't
They-
like this.
they
Yeah,
just-
this with their lips. And they go,
yeah, they use their big.
Oh my god, that's brutal.
It's the worst thing in the world. It's the worst
Because
thing.
chicks are so cute. Because like you get a little chick and you see like someone pat its head and its head goes all down. It's
Yeah,
like,
and then the
Dude.
horse goes.
I follow a lot of baby chick accounts on
Now you're
TikTok
picturing
and
big
Instagram
horses eating them with their
because
human teeth.
They're so cute, and this conversation is very disturbing.
There,
to me.
there's like horses are the most fucked up animal. Their legs are fingers. They're articulated like fingers. That's why if they break a leg, you gotta.
Ew. Oh, are you?
run, run.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just with his lips just run out.
There was a YouTube video. I was looking for that video. There's another YouTube video entitled "Why I Feed My Horses Before I Let the Chickens Out."
Because they'll eat the baby chicks. Horses are assholes. You see the video of the there's like a goose and he's just like walking and the fucking horse just kicks the shit out of him. And
That goose probably deserved it. In that horse's defense, geese are assholes.
no, but it wasn't like a Canadian goose.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like a good old mother goose.
there is a TikTok account called Ducks in Space, and it
Oh.
is the most adorable.
That's the
video.
opposite of what we were talking about.
Where you just have like all these little videos of adorable little ducks doing their little ducky things, being adorable, swimming around, being
he's
in
in a
little
cup.
cups,
what
being
does this
tiny.
For the
person
horse.
do when all the chicks have grown up?
Kill
I
this-
mean, they still have like full duck
Full
videos.
ducks.
I think
Ex-chick.
if I had to get a bird, I think I would get a duck.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like watching them eat peas.
They go ape shit on peas. That'd be a great slow mo,
So
I think.
good.
That would be really
You
good.
do that.
Get a duck and get some
You
peas.
see their
out.
razor sharp teeth.
They have teeth.
They have razor sharp. Or is that just geese?
I don't think
ducks
they
also have
teeth. I don't
razor
think-
sharp teeth?
I don't think they have teeth.
Geese have razor.
Geese do
Google
not
it.
have teeth.
Google it. Google razor sharp goose teeth.
Gus
Teeth.
teeth.
Gus teeth.
Goose teeth.
Uh,
How sharp are they?
Is it?
what?
Sharper than a
Don't
rooster.
they have like a bunch of like they're like they're really tiny like.
Is that teeth though?
Yeah. What would it be? Goose teeth.
Geese. Okay. A stranger, but geese don't have teeth in the normal sense of the word.
They have these fucked up
Teeth
things.
are made from enamel, and these spiky-looking structures are made from cartilage.
but they're,
so
they're razor
They
sharp
look
and
like
fucked
teeth. They have fucked up-looking things in their mouth. It looks like a Photoshop.
There's teeth on the tongue, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's birds are fucked up. They're dinosaurs, man.
Geese teeth, also called conical papillae,
Gross.
are arranged along the tongue and can work with the bill to improve cutting. You
Mamma
taught me
mia.
something today.
I have a little sister who was bitten by a horse because of her. Oh, it's gone.
Oh.
It seemed like a fun story. It's like if Fiona got kicked by that horse when
Someone
she was a kid.
in the Twitch
She
chat
got
said
kicked.
swans are always
By a
out for
horse.
blood too.
Why'd a horse kick her?
Because horses are assholes.
Oh
Where
wow.
is it? I think this
Wait,
going back
it's
trying to
gone.
look for it. It's gone.
It's gone.
all
It's
good.
okay. It's okay. But yeah, because I remember there's like there's this TikTok that went. It was like a viral TikTok, and there's like this woman, and like the horse kept trying to unzip her shirt,
Yeah.
and then Fiona stitched it, and she was like, "That's not my experience with the horse. When I was 10, a horse kicked me." Like
Where?
I think
Like in the gut?
I think I think she got Houdini'd by a horse. Or
Wow.
like her pelvis or somewhere. I don't know. Nowhere's good to get kicked by a horse.
No,
There are definitely
not.
worse places though.
Yeah, but nowhere's good.
Yeah.
That was one of those funny rumors at my school. One of the girls that did horse riding got kicked by a horse, but because it's like school children passing on information,
Yeah.
it eventually ended up as we all thought her head had been kicked off by the horse.
Kicked off.
Kicked off, clean up,
But
out, and they reattached it.
Yeah, well, I think we all just thought she was dead,
Wow.
and then it was just she
Imagine
just
your
got
shock.
kicked.
Yeah, when she showed back up to school.
I just love like how unreliable kid information is.
Oh my God.
Oh, did you hear about Danielle got her head kicked off by a horse?
Just clean off.
Yeah.
Do you think a horse could kick a head off?
No.
No. Well, who's
Off? No.
Well, not like maybe
Like all
not
the-
detached, but
I
to the
think-
point where it's actually like a technical
I mean,
beheading.
at the right angle, it could probably definitely snap your neck.
I think it would be an internal decapitation.
That's
Yeah.
the word I was
Internal,
trying to
yeah.
remember. Yeah.
Also, I think it's University of Santa Cruz. When my girlfriend went, they had this thing called Hank Watch, which was like messages to the students that this goose Hank was on campus. Keep in mind, they also had mountain lions, but the scariest thing there was Hank, because Hank, he hated red cars. Was he a turkey? He was some sort of big dumb bird, and if he saw a red car or like another thing that he hated, he would like attack it. So if you had a red car, he would like attack you so you couldn't get in it, and then also attack your car.
Well, yeah, a mountain lion is
Birds
scared
are
of
out-
big things. Like if a mountain lion shows up, you make yourself big and it runs away.
Yeah.
Geese, don't give a fuck.
No,
a
they
bigger
don't.
target.
Yeah.
Bigger target. Well, now they got more to prove. Geese are assholes. Canada Goose coats. They're doing a good job.
Oh, by making coats
They're-
out of them?
They're doing service to humanity.
Yeah, goose are no bueno. We got a lot of up in the.
A lot of Canadian goose come to America. What's up with that? Bart?
Hey, they're like us. They flock south for the winter.
They see no borders.
I've
Yeah.
never
They're
seen
sick
one
of the
here.
Celsius up there.
They don't even know they're called a goose.
What are they called?
Yeah, what do you think they're called? What do you think they like Brent? Like Brent? Like
Like, what
Caitlin?
does a goose think it is?
Yeah, like Brent. Or
Like, do they have
Caitlin
like names for each other? Like, hey, Steve.
What if like no one named anything?
What do you mean?
Like, when did that start?
Like people or things?
Because at one point, a bloke was just walking around,
Horse.
wasn't called a bloke, and he just saw a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like, when did he think, we gotta start filing these away
I mean, if
so
we're
we all know what we're
in a-
talking about?
in a
the
biblical
invention of
sense,
language,
Adam.
Do you think that
and
was the first thing, though, to like name other things?
Well, yeah, you gotta know what you're talking about.
Whoever did was kind of an asshole, though,
Why?
because there's no consistency.
Why so many
Plural
different
of
languages?
goose.
Geese.
Plural of moose.
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 Mooses?
Nope. Moose.
Moose.
It's just moose.
Plural of mongoose?
Mongoose.
Mongooses.
What?
Mongooses.
I think it's mongooses.
Plural
I'm
of
gonna-
cactus.
Cacti.
Cacti.
I'm gonna
Mongooses.
scrap.
Nothing is
I'm
consistent.
scrapping with the mongoose guy. That's fucked up. It should be
Mongooses.
mongoose.
Yeah, but what if a mongoose came before a goose? And you already decided on mongooses?
Mongoose.
Then why did you say geese instead of goose?
Right.
Could have been from
Who's
another
naming
language where the
these
plural
things?
doesn't
Language
work
is
the same way.
Stupid.
It's the whole world has, I don't know.
Language
with
is
different shit.
dumb. I hate it. It's stupid.
Language is tough, man.
And what about geese with honorifics?
The origin of mongoose is from late 1600s, early 1700s. Marathi mongoose, variant of mungoose.
Mongoose.
What's
Moongoose.
Marathi?
What-
What, it must be some old language?
It's who the Dothraki fought for supremacy in the.
It's an Indo-Aryan language predominantly spoken by the Marathi people in the Indian state of Maharashtra.
I don't think of India when I think of geese. Oh no, this is mongoose.
Mongoose.
I do think of India when I
Mongoose.
think of mongoose. Mongooses because of Far Cry 4.
I want to know if there's any language that existed where they didn't name things.
Then what would they do?
How would you have language then?
Just to like
Just
convey
only
emotion or
adjectives.
something. But like they don't have labels.
Just adjectives.
Yeah.
So they'd be like,
can you meet me on the big red sitting device?
Meet me at that place where we're really happy.
Yeah.
which one? The one to the left.
I think once you have language, like you have to start
It's like
naming
the first
things.
thing you do.
Yeah.
Goose. I had looked up the origin of goose. It was from like the. I lost it now.
It
It was from
says
like the year
goose is Germanic.
1000. Oh yeah, here it is. Middle English, gose or goose. Old English, goose. Yeah,
Real provide some clarity.
but it's all spelled different. GOSE or GOOS or G long OS.
As someone who is also learning a new language, every language is hard in a
They're
different
all
way.
dumb and stupid in their own special way.
Japanese is tough.
Whole different
is so hard.
alphabet you had to learn, huh?
Well, it's not even that. It's like 6 alphabets.
Fuck.
Because there's like
I'm too dumb for
hiragana,
that.
katana, what's it called?
Katakana.
Katakana.
I'm too dumb for that.
And I think there's like 2
Kanji.
or kanji.
Wait, what? There's 6?
And so I'm like, oh, I'm getting a good grasp at that. And then they'll throw in a
Like a
katakana, and I'm
curveball.
just like, what? But it's fun.
That's good. I love language. I think it's really interesting to try
Yeah.
to learn more, to do more.
Do you ever think in a different language?
Sometimes in Spanish. I remember when I was living in Puerto Rico at one point, there was a flyer I was reading. It was in Spanish. And I remember I read it and I was like, I don't remember what the English word for that is.
Wow.
I told you I do that with German sometimes, where there's like certain like I don't know if you heard me stutter on the stream today when I said I was like, oh Barb, I never thought you were, and I stuttered and I was like athletic, because that word
Athletic. It's
no, it's because in my brain I think of the German word for athletics first, and then I want to translate it phonetically, which because it goes from like sportlich, and then I'm like sporty, and I'm like no, athletic. So it takes me like an extra second to get the word athletic out.
Buffering.
And there's like random 3 words in German that like have embedded themselves like past my English.
yeah.
And I don't know why.
That's so
And
weird.
it's not even a word I would use a lot. It's just just random words.
It's just stuck in there for some reason.
Yeah.
You wrote it down in just the right way.
In the wrong way,
Yeah.
apparently.
And now it's just in there.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Speaking of Europe, did I tell you that I did my 23andMe, Gav? Did I tell you?
You didn't tell me. Why would you tell me though?
Because sometimes we talk in the kitchen.
That's true. Sometimes we talk on Slack after we've been on a podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, guess what? 8% British. What's up?
Nice. You're more British than me.
Oh yeah, you're Italian. Which is a bummer. I wanted
No,
to be
actually,
Italian.
I think I'm like 10.
I was going to say 8% seems low for you.
I think I'm pretty low though.
Are you
Yeah.
mostly Italian?
Yeah. I'm
That's
like
sick.
60%.
That's what I
Italian.
was hoping for. But whatever. That's okay.
What's the biggest percentage? Is it like of your makeup? You've done 23andMe before, right, Kev?
Yeah. I'm like 60% Italian. I've got
Mostly
like 12% Jewish.
Ashkenazi?
Yeah. Just a bunch of other like European crap.
Maybe
bit
we're
Brit.
related.
Maybe we're all related.
Wouldn't that be
Probably.
crazy?
Yeah.
Maybe we're all related.
I think
Could be.
My biggest is indigenous American. Get out of my country.
Oh yeah. So is it? So would it be like mostly indigenous and mostly Spanish?
Yeah.
Is it like a 50-50 split?
Indigenous American, 44%.
Holy shit! I think I had 1% on that.
Yeah. Spanish and
That wasn't even on my
Portuguese,
list.
35.8.
It's funny because I saw the 1%, and I'm like, oh, that's like when people are like, I'm a 16th. I think that's 1%.
when you're
1/16 be
1/16.
like
Yeah.
6%.
Really?
6 times 16 is
wouldn't-
96.
Wouldn't 100th be 1%?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's percent.
I don't know.
It's 100.
1/100th.
Oh, it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know math.
That's fair.
I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm a homosexual. We don't do that.
Jeez.
We're bad at math. Parallel
Math and
parking and
cars.
cars.
Yup.
We're in a stretch of bad weather right now, and I feel like everyone's doing that Austin thing now. Ever since February 2021, everyone freaks out here whenever it gets cold. I think I heard that there were runs on grocery stores today.
Oh, we saw one.
Really?
We went to
It's
HEB to get food. Were you with us? No.
No,
It
it's not
was
even
packed.
freezing. It's 34 outside.
Yeah.
Is it
It
going to
was-
go below freezing?
No.
I
Because
don't
For
think
like,
so.
it's gonna
Like a
dip
month
for like
ago, it was-
half a day.
yeah, a month ago it was way worse. It was like minus 10.
Yeah.
But I think it's
But
also
it was
wet,
wet.
right now.
I think it's because
drizzling.
it's the rain that's
People are
coming
worried
in
about
with it.
ice, not snow necessarily. But yeah, it was fucking packed. Like it took us forever. Like there's never a line to check out when we go get lunch, and it was like back to the bread aisle
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
or the bread,
Yeah.
the fresh bread area, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I had a very nice conversation with this woman in line. She was quite the character. She's a hairstylist. Her husband's on disability, and
You
she
learned a
loves
lot.
bidets.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How long? I guess it was,
was
a
a
long
long
conversation.
line.
If you had
She
a long
was
line.
fantastic. I should have got her card. I don't even want to get my hair done. I just want to hang out.
I don't even think about people like flocking to the grocery store this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's 1 degree now.
No, it's 34. I just said it.
All right, listen.
34.
Here's
Almost
you know what's
freezing.
weird about Fahrenheit and Celsius to me
What?
is I am very comfortable using either, but for hotter weather, I'm better with Fahrenheit and knowing like what X degree feels like. But once it gets cold,
It's just cold.
I'm like, I don't know what 45 is or like 38. I don't know what
Is it
that
because
is.
you only lived in a hot place when you were in America and only a cold place?
That's fair.
Oh.
So
Exactly.
That might be it.
So I'm used to like the maximum heat being like 27 degrees Celsius.
How much is that Fahrenheit?
It's like 80?
What's the max? I just feel like
82?
What's the max temperature?
No, like reasonably,
What, before you die?
No, like in Celsius of like weather. What's like the max you usually like in
the
on
hot-
this planet?
Yeah, it
hottest-
rarely goes above 50 on the planet.
Above 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think
Death
like
Valley stuff.
someplace like I think I was in Israel once when it was like 42 degrees, which is
you're-
like fucking
So is
insane.
Your
hot.
body is 37 Celsius.
Is Celsius not linear?
What do you mean?
Because like, okay, you said what was the highest
Well-
you said?
That I've been in?
No, that would
Well, zero's freezing and 100's boiling.
Boiling.
Boil-
And halfway
but that's like
is
212 degrees.
Right.
But I'm talking about like in weather temperature, it feels like that jump from 20 to like 34 or whatever. It feels like it's like diminishing returns the higher you go.
No, it's all linear, but it's just you have a very narrow band that you typically live in.
Okay. I just feel like I need a little more fine tuning.
Celsius is easy. 0 to 10,
Yeah.
wear a coat.
Okay.
10 to 20, hoodie.
Oh, sweater,
all this
hoodie.
metric
20 to
stuff.
30, that's definitely t-shirt. 30 to 40, no shirt. 40 or above,
Stay inside.
don't. And below 0, just don't.
That's crazy.
Well,
Or a coat.
What's below? Wait,
Wear
zero's
a coat
Zero's
and
freezing.
gloves and a hat.
okay.
So you see 40 degrees of
So
usable temperature.
It also-
-1 in either is bad. Feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
-1 Fahrenheit though is very, very cold.
It's extremely cold. Yeah.
-1 in Celsius is
32 degrees.
31 degrees.
Okay.
And negative, like, what was it? What's the one where the same?
negative
-40
40.
is
That was
where they
one.
even out. So -40 Celsius is -40 Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah. How many Fahrenheits was it when British people were freaking out and that dude was like, "Look how fast my ice cream melts," and it took like 12
I think it was
minutes.
above 35, right? It was like 37, 38.
I think England hit 40 for the first time ever last year.
So
yeah,
what,
40,
was-
that's like
was that American?
115?
I think
Well, it
38
definitely-
is 100.
It definitely wasn't that high in that
38
video.
is
It was probably like 72 degrees. And he was like, "Look at this." And then it's just this. And I was like, if this was
Somebody
Texas, it would have
110.
melted before he took it out the wrapper.
Yeah, it definitely in Austin has gotten well into like the high
Hundreds.
30s, low 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Celsius.
I only use Celsius because I just refuse
That's okay.
Fahrenheit because it's old and no one else uses it anymore except for here.
I respect that.
But in the areas where
Old?
I have to share, what do you mean?
It came before the metric system.
Like everyone else got rid of Fahrenheit.
How old is it?
Did it come before the metric system?
I think
Or
so.
the Celsius system?
I think a lot of places that use Celsius used to use Fahrenheit.
Huh.
But if it's a shared temperature between me and Meg, I only know it in Fahrenheit. So like thermostat, I can only control the temperature of a house in Fahrenheit. It makes no sense to me in Celsius.
Yeah, 'cause
But
I grew up that
anything
way.
else like body, weather,
That's what I'm saying.
temperatures of water or whatever,
The
all
jumps feel
Celsius.
big in Celsius. The
But I
jumps
can't feel the
bigger.
difference between like
Yes, I can.
Fahrenheit degrees.
Oh boy. Yes,
Yeah,
I
like
can.
if you're going outside and it's 74 degrees or 73 degrees.
That's
you
the
can't
same.
really tell.
But 71
But
degrees.
in your house
Yeah.
or apartment or wherever, you could definitely tell the difference.
Oh
between
yeah.
degrees.
Me and my girlfriend
Nope.
fight over 71 and 73 all the time. It matters.
You're both bonkers.
Not matters.
I do.
It's the
I've
same.
always done Fahrenheit in my place of living. Even back home in Canada, we did Fahrenheit on the thermostat.
They're almost as old as each other.
Oh.
Or Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Let's go to Kelvin. That's-
Really, really useless.
Yeah, really just do it up.
yeah, so currently it's 1 degree in Austin and
Ugh.
-9 in Ottawa.
Oh
Seems
wait,
like-
1 degree Celsius.
Celsius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fahrenheit.
That's fine.
Looks like it first started getting used in 1724. Celsius was 1742. So you can't say
It's old.
it's really old.
But
They're
it's
both
old as in like a lot of places used to standardize Fahrenheit and no longer do. Hence
So-
it's old.
In Ottawa this week on Saturday, it's going to be a low of -31.
That's cold.
What's that?
That is in Fahrenheit. Sorry, I got
Probably similar, like -25 or
Yeah.
something.
It is -23 Fahrenheit.
It's,
So whenever people are like, "Oh, I want to live in the cold. I love the cold," and I'm like, You don't.
It's really cold.
You
It's
don't.
easier to live in the cold than the hot.
Ooh.
Is it?
Well, easy to be outside. You just wrap up.
Yeah, but
What are you
No,
going to do in
dude,
50
when
degrees?
It's, when
Take it
it's
off.
negative
Take
20,
it off. You just burn.
you literally can't move. You don't want to do anything.
That's
You're just
messed
like
up.
in your bones. You're cold, and you're always cold.
Ugh.
The worst thing about living somewhere cold is that the cold tap is really cold.
Oh, you mean like the bathroom in
I hate
stage
that.
4?
Yeah, like brushing your teeth at night, you're just like...
well, in here, here in the summer, the
Yeah.
cold water never gets cold.
it's a warm tap.
I was we were in the bathroom at the same time,
We
like
were.
washing our hands, and I was like, I feel like with this sink you get like a health buff, but you take 18 cold damage from washing your hands because it hurts almost how cold that
You have
water
to like.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the houses I grew up in, the cold and hot was separate taps.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like make it in your hand. So you'd have to like take some cold.
Oh, like full
like
taps.
faucets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to put it under the hot.
I
and
never
mix it.
understood
That's
that.
messed up.
It's because hot water's not potable.
Oh, really?
You can't
can't
mix them
drink
in the tap. We used to have like, I think I've talked about it before. I think it's some like old wartime builds
Interesting.
where they had to keep a hot water tank that wasn't.
You'd think the hot
drinkable.
water was more drinkable.
I don't think it's hot enough to kill.
Oh,
Gotta boil it.
speaking of water, I have a question for you, Gav, because you have one of these bottles, the one that puts the
They
UV
should be
light
paying
in.
us at this point.
I want one
Yeah.
so
I know.
bad.
I won't say the brand name or show it.
Cover
Pay
it.
me.
But
Get a dupe on Amazon.
Trevor had asked me this question because I got him one too. When we had the boil water notice, are you able to put water in one of these and use the blue light?
I don't think
Or
I
the
would
UV
like
light?
that.
I mean, it's not filtering it.
No.
It's just like.
But it's killing the bacteria.
bacteria.
Yeah, but I think
which is
like
what boiling
particulates
does.
are still going to be in there.
right.
Because they say like you could use these camping and
Yeah.
that there's like a longer UV light feature.
Because I feel like
Well,
when
maybe.
you're
I don't
boiling
know.
water, it's bacteria, not particulates. Because
I-
think about all the filters water has to go through. Even like don't like faucets have filters on them, like the
got
screen
air
has?
But like,
Filters.
if I took a little bit of diarrhea poo
Yeah.
and put it in there,
Yeah.
Specifically diarrhea poop.
I don't think
but then
it's,
you blasted it over and over again, you still wouldn't want to drink it, right?
that's not mostly water.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you filtered it, if it went through like
A
a
Brita.
shitload of charcoal or something,
If you
it would
shit
come
in
out
the
without
brittle,
poo in it.
If you shit in the Brita, how many
If you
times
upper deck the Brita filter,
how many times do you have
Does
to
it
run it through
doo-doo?
the Brita before it's potable? So sorry. Someone in chat said because I said 73 degrees. I don't want to see your power bill. It's not what you think. It's
what's wrong with that for a power bill? Are they saying that's
well
cool?
I'm
Like it's gonna be too like
yeah, like I want 73 degrees in like the okay. It's like 73 degrees in like the cool time because I usually try to run it at if I had my way, I do it the economical way. So it's like 78 cool, 68 warm.
so like it would start heating it if it got below 68,
Yeah.
but it would cool your house if it got above 78.
Well, no, that's like what I set them to. So like in the summertime, I'd have it set to 78 cool, wintertime 68 warm. But my girlfriend wants it warm. Well, she usually wants it colder or warmer. So I'm like, okay, well, what about she was like, I don't want to do 73. What if we do 71? Instead, because I won't
So you
get
compromise.
68. Yeah,
Oh.
that's what I was talking about. Also, life hack, anti-capitalism moment. Let's go. If you do budget billing where they do the average of your bills, what I like to do is I start the budget billing for my gas in the summer when I'm not using any gas for heating, and then the opposite with my electric in the winter when I'm using gas for heating, so that it's a lower amount I'm paying, so I'm never paying for the amount I actually use come the next billing cycle. And then when they want to charge me a higher rate, I turn it off and then I readjust it. And then it's like, it's cyclical. It's awesome.
Pretty good hack.
So,
So my bill's pretty low.
well, I hate to interrupt and I hate to bring this back, but apparently we have someone who's been researching the CDC update on the UV light versus boiling water.
Oh yeah.
What's the verdict?
You got that?
Yeah. So, reading online from the CDC is that UV light can clean and disinfect small amounts of clear water, but UV light does not work on cloudy water because of particulates. So,
I guess
there
it
you go.
literally can't penetrate
Oh, the
to
cloud.
the other water.
So still boil your water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we know.
Oh, I know.
Okay. No, I mean like we weren't planning to do these bottles if we needed to.
Does it clean the bottle or the water? What is the
The wa-
both? Because I've got a water bottle, and I feel like no matter how many times I wash it, Like
This one you pretty much don't.
it just gets like
Have
that
to wash.
old water bottle smell.
That's actually the reason I got that is because I hate freaking that gammy
Isn't it the
water
worst?
taste and smell, and I hate cleaning the
Yeah,
bottle.
and this is great, especially if you like are like me, where you leave water on your bedside.
I do.
And you just like click it, let it do its thing for a minute.
Yeah.
and then it tastes.
I literally
Delicious.
this morning because I filled up my water bottle like dinner time yesterday.
Yeah.
And I went to go drink it this morning, and I was like, I just cleaned this bottle, and it tastes like I think it's the
Is it tap water or you?
No, I have a water jug machine. What's the
Brita?
No, like it has like the cold and the hot water.
Oh, like a
Oh, like a
water
jug
cooler.
I have a water cooler. Yeah, so it's like
Oh.
it's filtered water.
and
It
it's
just goes
It
gammy.
just goes
over a night.
gammy. Yeah, and I think it's the plastic straw maybe.
It's like that M Night
Oh,
Shyamalan
yeah,
movie.
you're using a straw.
because it's a water bottle that has a straw in it.
The straw is probably
I
not getting
think-
cleaned properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I clean the shit. Oh, I clean it.
Oh, okay.
I clean it
My bad.
up in the ring. Get the little scrubby thing.
Get up in there. Yeah,
soak
no.
it. Soak the plastic with some little Dawn power wash.
Sprinkle that shit in there.
Sprinkle it in there.
I sent Gavin a link the other day. Apparently, there was torrential rain in
Speaking of
Auckland, New
water.
Zealand. Speaking of
Yeah,
water.
I saw online.
Yeah, they got like a month's worth of rain in 10 hours.
Holy shit.
Their airports were
Are they
flooded.
The
good?
airport was flooded. Like, when you say that, you think like, oh, it got a little wet.
No.
No, it's
It was like waist high.
standing water in the terminal. There were flights going to the Auckland airport that had to turn around and go back to their origin.
Oh my God.
There was a flight from Dubai and a flight from Dallas that had to turn around halfway through.
That's scary.
So those people spent 14 hours in the air to end up back where they started.
Why didn't they just go to like somewhere else in New Zealand?
Yeah.
I think that
Or Australia even.
the only other
yeah,
option
it's right
might
there.
have been Wellington, but either maybe they had bad weather or maybe the
Jesus.
runways couldn't support
That's
that big of a
That's
plane.
inside-
That's inside
That's inside the
terminal.
airport. Yeah.
Or the runway might not have been able to support that heavy of a plane, and they can't divert to another country because you need visas to enter a country.
Oh my god.
I thought you
Right.
said the passport.
No, like as an American, if you want to go to Australia, you have to have a visa. You have to apply online
is
and get
a
a visa.
visa?
It's just permission to enter the
Like
country.
Then why did they
visitor,
get a passport?
a visitor's visa, basically.
Wait, then what's a passport
The
for?
passport is what they use to
I'm sorry.
authorize you, and then
Okay.
they attach the
To
visa
get a
to your
visa.
passport. Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't travel.
They're just like different levels
Well,
of
now
permission
you know when you
for
do.
what you can
Yeah.
do, really.
Yeah.
So, like with a passport, that's kind of how people view the power of a passport. Is
Okay.
there are quite a few countries you can get into visa free, but there are still some that you need a visa for, and Australia is one of the countries you need as an American citizen to have a
That's-
visa for.
Okay. Didn't know that.
And no criminal record.
Ooh,
Yes.
what classifies as criminal?
I don't know.
Probably a
But
felony.
I
a
do know that
misdemeanor?
like they're very strict. Like a lot of people, if they're banned from anywhere, they're probably banned from Australia.
yeah.
Paul
but
McCartney
like-
got
like-
kicked out of Japan in the 80s for having weed.
Dude, they don't fuck around with weed.
They're about to legalize it
Really?
And where?
in Japan.
In Japan?
Really?
Japan-
Medically, right?
When you fly to Japan, you literally I always say like if you're in an airport and you see a dog, it's looking for a bomb, not drugs, you're fine. But like in Japan, they have like they'll take like if you had like let's say you're flying with a pack of Sour Patch Kids, they will literally dump it into a thing and like swab it to make sure it's not weed, to make sure it's not
Wow,
like weed,
like an
gummies.
edible?
Yeah, it's like they're crazy strict.
I once went to Singapore, and the very top of the form you fill out, in all caps, red letters, said "Death to drug traffickers."
But you're not trafficking; it's for personal use.
That's for them to decide when they kill you.
Yeah, I was
It was scary.
gonna traffic this one joint across the country. It's like when we went to Mexico for Mariel's wedding. My bag
pee.
got randomly chosen, and they pulled like a face mask because I went home first.
Yeah.
So I went to Georgia for Christmas, and then I flew to Mexico with all the same luggage. And they like pulled my bag, and they were like, "What's this?" And it was like a face mask. I was like, my girlfriend was like, "It's a face mask," because they thought it was her bag for some reason. And they were like, CBD in this? And it was like, no, it's just a charcoal face mask. And they were like, interesting. And then
It's like they were like trying to find
They were, like,
something.
They're trying to freak you out and see
Yeah.
if you crack.
And I'm like, that's crazy because like you can literally just like once you get to Mexico, it's just a free for all. And then they don't check your bags coming back into America.
Really?
I didn't get no.
Wow.
I'm just gonna
That
say
seems
I'm just
like-
gonna say no.
Yeah.
It seems like an oversight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Have you ever seen the show? It's like Border Security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys would love that show.
I've seen quite a bit of it. Yeah.
They do one for Australia. They do one for Canada.
Is it just them pulling bags?
It's basically just like a documentary crew following border security people,
funny.
where they're like pulling bags and like catching people who say that they're like coming to visit, but end up like they have a job lined up in the country that they're going to.
Or it's like, oh, so you came to Australia for a day, and now you're leaving wearing 5 Rolexes? What's going on with that?
No, it's fine.
Seems off here.
So it seems in your bag. We found a manila envelope full of resumes. What? I thought you were here for you said you were here for
a week for pleasure.
What is that? Olympic go-karting. That's not real, kid.
What's this mask? Any CBD in this?
CBT in this? And there wasn't, but
Gob.
Coming back, I panicked because I bought 800 milligram ibuprofen in the pharmacia because in America you can't get an 800 pill, but if you take 800 of the 200s, it'll fuck your tummy up because there's not the same coating that the 800 has. Yeah. And I was afraid that they were gonna pull it from my bag.
Dude, when we used to go, the laws have changed, but whenever we would go to Australia, there was a specific cold medicine I liked to buy because it actually worked. Oh. Because it had codeine in it.
Hell
and you could just buy it over the counter.
Hell
and I'd be like, I'm not going to abuse this, but
I would.
If I have a cold or if I need this, it's good to have. And then
you want to be really cool when hanging out with a rapper.
One of the last times we went to Australia, the law was changing that week.
Oh, so
and they were taking it off of the shelf. And I was like, oh,
you still have some.
I was like going to pharmacies trying to find as much as I could
That's
to bring
so
it
funny.
back. I've gone through it all since then because that was several years ago.
Yeah.
I remember it was Codral.
Codral.
It had codeine in it?
Yeah.
Was it about to expire and you're like, I don't have a cold, but I might as well use it.
You're just sipping it like Chris.
But I would share it with people like, oh, do you have a cold? I've got the best. I've got the best cold medicine.
What do you want? What I got?
You can't cough if you're knocked out.
You invite all your friends over at the same time who have a cold. You're like,
A cold party. Like
Cold
a chicken
party.
pox
Doing
party.
shots.
Oh man, but yeah, I think I think one of the last times we went that they had changed the line. You couldn't buy it over the counter anymore. You're gonna need a prescription for it.
I was able to buy, I think it was Tylenol that had codeine in it.
Oh fuck yeah!
Over the counter in Canada.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's available anymore.
There's like a lot of drugs that are easier that you can get over the counter in Canada that are like either prescription only or illegal in the U.S. It's like have you ever seen those when people like Americans will go to like Japan or something and like romanticize like the fucking 7-Eleven? There's this one couple, they're like German or Swiss or something, I don't know, but they'll be like, my first time shopping at a Sam's Club, and like those.
Dude, I pitched this idea to you. Remember years ago, I called it like we could make like AmeriCorps videos.
I want to make AmeriCorps videos still though, but it was like the one thing that they were actually like it wasn't doing a bit. She was like, look at this bottle of, it was like ibuprofen, and it was like a 400-pack bottle of ibuprofen, and apparently over there you could only get like a 10-pack at a time, and she was like, this is 400, and they were like, that feels illegal. Like that was like a genuine response.
Because why would you need that much?
I do.
It's a lot. That's a lot.
But you buy one and then you buy another one 5 years later. And it's $2.
Yeah. We should wrap up here pretty soon. Before we go, there is a housekeeping thing I wanted to do real fast. You may notice we did a test a couple of months ago, I think back in November, with dynamic ad insertion on some old podcast episodes. And
do you want to explain what that means for people?
That's like for back catalog episodes that didn't have a full run, like all the ads on them. We could insert ads in them now. So it's like watching a video on YouTube where there's just like a dynamically generated ad that would pop in. So like let's say there's a podcast episode where we only did 2 ad reads. It's like, oh, you can insert a dynamic ad into there, one more. And the test went well, so we're going to start rolling that out. And this is great for shows like Tales from the Stinky Dragon, which never had ads because it was a new show and had no ad reads. But because of the way that it works, people are finding that show and
because of the puppets,
because of the puppet videos, and it's getting a lot of views with no ads. So since there were none in there, now on the podcast platforms can dynamically put ads in there. So you're going to see that rolling out probably over the next couple of weeks. We're going to do our best to try to restrict the kinds of ads. You can't totally pick and choose the ads that show up on there.
Because they're picked by the platform.
Yeah.
Right. So
Is this just for audio?
It's just for the audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like on YouTube how we ban certain categories of ads. We're going to try our best to mimic that
Can we ban
on audio platforms.
Can we ban that one Texas radio station that's always doing insert ads?
Yes, talk to me about it. We'll figure it out. And we're also going to look at them and see how many ads were done on them and how many slots are available, and do our best to try to get it all lined up where it's the appropriate number of ads on there.
Sick.
Can you replace old ads?
So maybe down the road, that's something that we could do. As it stands now, I don't think so, but it could be. So that's something you'll see. You probably won't notice much of a difference, and if you're on First or a premium listener on whatever podcast you listen to, you wouldn't notice at all.
Sick.
But just wanted to tell people before they started seeing it in the wild and before, I don't know, people misinterpreted things maybe, or we just wanted to make sure that you had all the information and that you knew what was going on with that. I think it's great. It's something I've wanted for a long time.
Most podcast networks do that.
Yeah, I've been dying for us to do that. Just like we said, we have over 700 episodes here.
Jesus.
also
Stinky
how-
Dragon has dozens of episodes that never had any ads on them.
Yeah.
And it's a way to just recoup some of the cost of making those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything. For example, Stinky Dragon, Micah is our writer, and he edits the show and works a lot on it, and we want to make sure that we pay him properly, and everyone who works on all the shows we do here and stuff like that really helps those shows continue on and actually be able to keep going.
Yeah, I was looking at Tales from the Stinky Dragon actually, and over the last 90 days, the most downloaded episode was episode 1.
Hell yeah.
That's what you want, right? That's the best
That's
case.
Which
you
is
want.
crazy because it's not like our most recent episodes are declining in downloads. Like they're going up too.
It's like a wave.
But yeah, and you can see
So that means new listeners.
as puppet videos come out, you can see waves go through from the
Hell
first
yeah.
episode through to the current content.
Do you have a strong episode 1?
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's really
Ah,
good.
see.
It's a really good setup.
See, I think episode 2 is the stronger of the first couple episodes, because I think episode 2 we're really getting into
So,
it.
yeah.
At that point, the first episode, we're still finding our characters and figuring out what the scenario of the whole situation
But
is.
I think it's a great story, and I
But,
think
yeah.
you all really jump into it well. But anyway, just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that as it comes out. But yeah, that's it for this episode of the RT Podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.